Hello and welcome to the Destination Knit Podcast, Episode 2. I'm Summer and you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Destination Knit. I have recorded this podcast about 10,000 times, so I think that whatever goes this time is just going to have to be it. Alright, finished objects. So the first finished object I have for you is actually the shirt that I'm wearing. It is a pattern that's in the book Everyday Style by JoAnn's daughter, and it's a really good book if you're trying to start sewing clothing. And if you don't have a serger, because a serger is really good if you're trying to knit with those, or if you're trying to sew with knit fabrics, those like stretchy fabrics. But all of her patterns are using cotton or linen fabrics, so you can use them on a regular sewing machine. And also they're very customizable, and they're really like clean, classic looks. So my second finished object is a dress, and it's using the same pattern that I used for the shirt, except I made it longer. I added pockets, and I did the V-neck option on this one. I did the cap sleeves for this one too because I thought it'd be a really good summer dress, but there is an option that has sleeves too if you're looking for something that would be a little warmer. Alright, jumping into works in progress. So I have the ripple crop top still. If you remember from the last episode, I was working on the back section. So I finished the back and I have done the 3-needle bind off to connect it to the front, and I finished one sleeve and I'm working on the other one. I have less than 10 rows on this sleeve. So hopefully I'll get that done today. If not today, I'll definitely have it done by next week, so I'll have another finished object for next week. The weird thing about this yarn is that it's pulling in a spiral pattern on the sleeves, but on the rest of the body of the fabric, it was kind of a speckled variegated deal. I was really concerned that it wouldn't spiral on both sleeves, but it is, and I think it's kind of a cool design feature almost. So I'm gonna leave it. If it had only done it on one sleeve, I would have had to rip it out and try again because there was no way that was gonna happen. But thankfully, it didn't do that. My second work in progress is for the Sock Challenge 2020. Julie of Twin Stitches Designs has an Instagram account called JoAnn Knitter, and she hosts a sock challenge to knit one adult pair of socks in a week. And this is sock number 1 for it, and on sock number 2, I am past the gusset decreases. So I just have to knit the foot and the toe. So I think I can get those done by Saturday. But this one is actually too short. So I finished it and I kitchen aired the toe, and then when I tried it on, I was like, these are way too snug and I don't like it. So I'm gonna pull back the foot of it, pull back the toe a bit, and then knit a little bit more on the foot and then do the toe again. Because I'd rather have a pair of socks that fit, even if it means I don't get it done by the challenge date, than have socks that I'm never gonna wear. And I should mention that this yarn is by Drunk Yarn. So what you get if you buy some of their yarn is a skein of undyed yarn and then the capsules of dye, so you can dye it. And it gives you directions to do it in a tonal or a variegated or a speckled style. I think that's it. There might be one more. But this is the variegated option, and this is in the sangria color, so it's kind of a darker pink with little lighter pink patches in it. They have a bunch of other colors though, like I think there's coffee and mojito, strawberry daiquiri. They have like a summer collection and then like a classic collection or something like that. There's 10 colors, and if you're looking for something to do right now, then honestly, getting a skein of yarn from them would be a good idea, because then you just get to spend time dyeing it and washing it and everything, and then you get to knit it up, which could be fun. And then my last work in progress is my crochet corner to corner blanket. I wasn't going to show it every week, but I did get quite a bit of progress done on it, because if you watched the last episode, I had a pretty big magic knot ball, and I ended up putting that whole thing in there this week. I tried to spend like a little bit of time every night like knitting or crocheting like a row or two on it. So this is where I was last week on this lighter red stripe. So I managed to get to where I wanted the corner to be, and then I started a whole new side. And keep in mind that these are like long rows, okay? Like they just keep going. Okay. But now I have, this is my one corner, and this is my, I guess, the top of my blanket. So I'm excited. It fits across like a double bed without going over, but I didn't want it to be like a blanket for my bed. I wanted it to just be something to like curl up in, and I think that's what I have right now. It just needs to be like quite a bit longer. I was gonna make up another magic knot ball last night, but I actually don't have any more. I don't have that much scrap yarn, so I keep all my scrap yarn in that little basket right there. And I only have about 5 balls probably of like little bitty like scrap yarn balls. So I think I just need to knit some more. I think I need more projects that'll give me some more scrap yarn. So I think that's the plan for now, is to just like knit on other projects, and then I can crochet on this when I have like a good amount of scrap to like put in there. If you were watching the last episode, I had the solstice sweater as one of my projects, but I ended up frogging that because I wasn't working on it. Like I had put it on I had put it on stoppers, like I didn't even have needles in it, and I just wasn't going to work on it. So I decided to just rip it out, and I would try again with a new project. And I think that once I cast off the ripple crop and finish these socks, I'm going to cast on something new. And I have yarn to make another like tank toppy sweater, so I think I might start that and then try again with the navy blue yarn that I have. I was thinking about doing another ripple crop, but not doing the ripple in it, so just doing it in stockinette. I think that could be cute. And maybe go down a needle size. I don't know. We'll see. That's an idea for right now. If anybody has any ideas, I have about 1,200 yards of like sock weight yarn, so it's not enough to do like a full size sweater unless I add another color to it. So that's my dilemma right now. And then I thought I could maybe do like a scarf and a hat combo, but I guess if you want to get into chatter, I'm actually going to be moving to Las Vegas, Nevada in the summer, and it's going to be a lot warmer there than it is in North Carolina in the winter. So I'm not sure like how much like heavy duty hats and coats and stuff I'll need there. Like I know it gets cold in the desert, but it doesn't get that cold, you know, so I don't want to like stockpile winter clothing that I'm not going to wear. So I'd rather like make it into an item that I would wear while I was there instead of something that I wouldn't, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's the most exciting thing that's been happening in my life. I have been accepted into a graduate degree program at UNLV, and so I accepted it, and I actually picked out an apartment. I actually just got an email today that said that they approved everything, so I'm good to go. But that's exciting, big change. I'm currently in North Carolina, so I'll be moving across the country, and all my family's in North Carolina or South Carolina. I have grandparents in South Carolina, so we're all right here, and I'm going to be way over there. But I think it'll be a good change, and I'm excited to be in graduate school. I'm going for archaeology, so that's my passion and something that I really want to do. And then let's get into recommendations, I guess. That was a weird transition, but I didn't really have anything else to say there. But if you're interested, I'd love to talk to you about it. I love archaeology and all things historical. But moving on to recommendations, I have The Silent Patient. It was one of my recommendations last week, but I finished it, and I will say the ending was very good. So if you're interested, you should either read it or listen to it, because I listened to it as an audiobook, and it was very good. If you're looking for a podcast, then I want to recommend the WayFam podcast. It's on Spotify and the iTunes podcast, and it's just a couple that talks about things that they're learning and ways that they're growing, and it's just really interesting, and they're fun to listen to. So I would recommend that. And then my last recommendation, I already mentioned this, but is the junk yarn. So if you have a little bit of extra cash and you want something to do, order some junk yarn, because then you get to dye something, and then you get to work it up, and it's really exciting. I dyed this last year, and it took me a long time to figure out what I wanted to do with it, because like I wanted it to be the perfect project, you know. But honestly, some socks are the perfect project, and I'll get the most use out of them. So that's my recommendation for you. I hope you guys are having a good week and not going too insane trying to stay at home. And I hope you're getting plenty of crafting time done. Alright, you guys have a good time. See you next week.